Stephanie O is a sophomore at Redwood High School. She likes, among other things, books and instruments. That's cool. I do too. Her favorite word is a word I don't know or pronounce. Susurrus? Susurrus. You guys know what that means? Me either. So just like whisper to yourselves for a second, talk about it. You guys ask somebody near you if they know. No, for real, ask someone near you. Because the sound we make collectively is what the word means.
Oh,
I'm a learner, I'm a teacher. Yeah, like tactile learning. Okay. Olivia, her greatest accomplishment so far in life is crocheting a stuffed turtle. I would like to know the name of the turtle. We can discuss this later. Ladies and gentlemen, while we're talking about this, please put your hands together for the lovely and talented Miss Stephanie O.
I'd like to make an apology. To amend a perpetual wrong, say a sorry suitable for a list so long that its beginning and end have slipped off the narrow corners of my mind and fallen into infinity. But I remember you. I remember watching you paint your nails in fifth period science, and words like no future becoming light and cruel and floating to the surface of the stagnant pool of thoughts that bred superiority like parasites in my brain. You were that kid in preschool who cried over any hint of attention. Now, at 15, whenever you spoke, all I heard was innocence and straight A's, not realizing that, hey, you knew a whole lot more about certain illicit activities than I ever had. And you made me want to shout 4 little words starting with S at you, like, you little piece of shut your freaking mouth if I have to hear about how hot your friend's sister is one more time. Because you were never pretentious enough to show off your more complex ideas under fine glass case displays for the rest of the world to see. You'd think I'd have learned my lesson by now. That each time I cursed every person who had ever been kind to me, my tongue would shriek hypocrisy instead, since who wasn't thought tired Monday morning after processing pity or indifference or not so subtle tones of voice switched on for small talk with an insincere smile. I just wish everyone would back off for a while. But you tell me that's not enough to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. To inherit circumstance or inhabit heavy skin, see this mind we're confined and can analyze and criticize and imagine ourselves lost in other people's lives, but there isn't a compass that navigates steps of thought, because shallow human is an oxymoron, and I'm liable to die in these lonely seas of consciousness, still begging that question, why don't we understand each other? Seems we're just trapped in our heads. Vision warped by perspective, watching each other through tainted windows while the mirrors we stare at carve cold divides of me versus them, just me against the world. And it's so easy to think empathy a dream and sympathy a nightmare, but these fault lines cracking canyons between us are pure illusion, forced individuality eroding at our interactions, denying others the complexity that gapes before our feet, with mirages of slut versus intellectual rebel versus goody two-shoes. We don't lose any dignity in admitting we're not a higher being than the next person, but getting down off that mountaintop can be the steepest climb of all. Still, you must descend. Before you condescend your best friend to be rendered stranger, don't cage yourself in the gauges you take of obnoxious or fake or naive, and sure, I will never see you the way you see yourself. But I'm remembering Daisy. Rejecting my praise and soft silly words, 4th grade tough girl sassy back to wherever your sorry ass came from, and I'm thinking, oh, we would not have been friends had we been peers, but the distance of years has shed a cloak of expectations I wove to cover up her loud mouth and grafted new blank skin, and now I have no idea who she is at all. But I'm hoping to learn.